when I was married, my husband, his greatest desire was to work up in the woods in the sawmill. So finally, after quite a few years, he got an opportunity to go up in the mountains and work in the sawmill. But we had to, because it was about 60-mile round trip, we decided we was going to go up and rent a house. But we didn't have the cash, so until he got ready to go up to go to work, it was grape cutting time. It was in the summertime. So we decided that me and him, we could go out and cut grapes. You had to tray them up. And we could cut grapes and we could make a lot of money. We were really good at this, you know. So we went and we worked hard for a day and a half. And we made all of $13. Woohoo! So his dad felt sorry for us. So we went to the bank and borrowed the money. The rent was only like $35 a month. But we had to come up with that. So we went and he helped us do that. We went and rented a house. And the house was not in very good shape. But the man told us that if we would take it and work on it and fix it up, we could have it for cheaper. So we did, and we lived there for probably 3 years. And then all of a sudden, the fire chief came down and told us there was a fire coming over the mountain, and it was headed right straight towards us. And he told me, Herman was working, and he told me, he said, "Ma'am, if it gets too bad, we're going to come in and we're going to take you out." And I said, "I can't go anywhere because I don't have a car." He said, "We will take you out and make sure you're safe." So I sat there, and over in front of the house you could see the fire coming up over the mountain. And my husband had went to work at the sawmill, and they had come up there and shut the sawmill down and told the guys, "You've got to go fight fire. If you don't do that, you're going to get fired." So Herman told him, "You can fire me, but I have got to go and rescue my family." So he came and we loaded. I had packed up what I could pack up because I had 2 in diapers and I had to have a lot of diapers. So I went and packed what I could, and he came and picked us up. Well, by that time, the fire had come over the mountain, and it was the scariest time that I've spent in years. We drove out through the forest fire, and we got down the road, and here was a fire truck. The young man had drove it off of it in a ditch and busted the axle. And he was standing there scared. He didn't know what to do. So Herman stopped and he says, "Would you like to ride?" And the man said, "Oh yes, sir, thank you." So we drove on through the fire and come out on the other side in the town. And the police there said, "You're going to have to stay here because the roads are all blocked off." Well, Herman had hunted up there in the mountains for years, so he knew all the little back roads where you get around. Well, we took off And we looked behind us, and there was about 20 cars following us. And I told him, I said, I hope that we're going to get out here, because if we don't, you're going to be in trouble. But we got out and we drove down to the valley. Well, in the meantime, my dad and his dad had drove up to the highway. They were going to come check on us. Well, in the process, I guess we had passed them. We didn't notice them, but they noticed us. So that was, we got out safe, and there was only one fatality, or 2 fatalities in that fire, and it was a bad fire. From a young man that he understood his boss to tell him to burn a pile of trash, but his boss had told him wait, but he didn't hear wait, and he burned it, and it was called Harlow Fire, and it's still called a Harlow Fire. If you read the history, you'll see how bad it was. So we thank the Lord that we made it out safe. And we got home. We stayed in the valley with my family. And so we drove, after they got far out, we drove home. And the only thing that burnt around our house was some sheds where the man that owned it used to have chickens and stuff. He raised chickens. The sheds burnt. Our chicken house burnt, but that was it. We just got a lot of smoke damage. But we were so thankful that was when we drove up there, that we had, our house was still there. And so we stayed there for another 6 or 8 months. And then we had to move back to the valley for a while, because I was expecting my 3rd child, and I was having some trouble, and the doctor wanted me closer. So it shows that the Lord always knows what's best for you and takes care of you. And thank you for listening.